Hello, everybody. It's 7 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. You know what that means. It's time for your weekly episode of Look Around the Confederation. Before we begin, please remember the views and opinions expressed on this broadcast are not necessarily the views and opinions of the SCV, its GEC, nor any divisions, brigade, camps, or any other subsidiaries. Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are having a fantastic evening. I would ask for you guys to please keep Matt in your prayers. Matt is feeling under the weather. He told me he has some cases of strep throat. So if you keep Matt under your prayers, please, and make sure you lift him up so he can be with us next week. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the news. We have a great guest tonight talking about Beauvoir and fall mustard. Cannot wait to bring him on. He's also going to be talking a bit on, let's see here. Make sure I get the name right. I've been prone to mess up. Stone River, Battle of Stone River. 2021 reenactment I cannot wait to talk about. And with that, let's just get into a bit of the news. We only had a couple people send in things this week. Of course, let's talk about CERT in Mississippi. All right. The members of Samuel H. Poe, Camp 255, recently participated in a CERT workshop and cleanup day at a Methodist church in Wayne County. Camp Commander and Mississippi Division Monument Chair Forrest S. Dawes taught the workshop for some of the members of the camp. All the members of the camp participated received a certification in the CERT No Harm method of cleaning. Of course, the pictures of all of us. I'm, of course, there. Very proud of my camp for putting this on. Of course, proud that my father was able to teach us, and finally happy to be CERT certified. And again, I think being CERT trained is very important. We have to start working on protecting cemeteries and protecting our monuments and getting better at this method. And of course, always going above and beyond and being the best we can be. So I'm really happy we're able to do that. Who said good job? Well, thank you. Thank you. You can tell my father that. He doesn't like to brag. He's that old school Southern. So anytime I can brag on him, I like to do so. So again, I would like to thank my father for hosting that. I was so happy to be able to drive down and be free that weekend to do so. But again, that was a great day cleaning tombstones at the Methodist Church, and some place that hasn't been able to look after these for a little while. Let me see here. I'm making sure we are live and good on YouTube. So just give me 1 second, everybody. Just ask everybody how they're doing. Hello. All right, I think
for a little while.
Oh, nope, we're going to cut that. Got an echo going. All right, so I think that's all the news I gotten today. Again, if you feel like we did not get to your news, please send it again to SCV Youth Outreach. Sometimes, we get flooded with our emails, and so it's kind of hard to get to them all, and it's sometimes hard to go through them. So please send anything if I didn't get to it or missed it, and we'll definitely get to it the next episode. I'm going to mess with Victor because I told Victor that I was going to have the pictures set up, but I forgot to take pictures up of the cups that he gave us. So, Victor, I'm going to do that when I can give you the full recognition for giving us them awesome cups you did. I don't know if you're on tonight yet. I have not been able to check the group as much without my partner in crime, the Candyman here. I do see Sean is on telling me we're good on YouTube. Thank you, because I hadn't had YouTube set up yet. So that's great news. But it looks like Facebook's going back online, so we'll probably stay on Facebook. Victor's in the group chat. Hope you heard me, Victor. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Facebook is going back to normal, it seems, so we're going to stop doing the double stream after today. But again, if this ever happens again, please go to YouTube. We usually have an episode. If you don't get an announcement that we're not having an episode, we're probably having one. So, make sure to go up on YouTube and see if there's a live stream planned on YouTube, and tune in there. And that way you'll never miss an episode of SCV Chat. If something's wrong with Facebook and it's shut down again, usually that stuff doesn't happen, so hopefully we should be good for the future. But without further ado, let us bring on our very special guest of the evening. Let him introduce himself, and let's get talking about the things we love around the war.
Greetings, compatriots. Moose, can you hear me? Is everything okay with my volume?
We can hear you, and you sound and look good.
Okay.
Everybody pray for him. He's dealing with me this evening.
Yeah, we'll wing it. How's that?
That's usually what we do on Look Around the Confederation. We're not as official
Simple.
as the Monday show.
Simple. All right. Well, for my that don't know me, my name is Don Green. I'm the camp commander of the Shieldsboro Rifles in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Been in the Sons of Confederate Veterans for about 14 years, give or take. I'm a past brigade commander. I've been a reenactor for 20 years. Captain of the 3rd Mississippi Infantry. We're pretty active around the South, so we're excited about what's coming up. I'd like to go right into fall muster if I could.
Do you want to talk
Beauvoir.
about?
Go ahead.
Let's see. You want to talk about Stone River first?
Oh, you want me to hit Stones River real quick? Okay,
Yeah.
Stones River. That's there around Murfreesboro. Was that late 1863, right there, end of December, beginning of January, those 3 days. There is a national reenactment. It is hosted by the Atlanta campaign. It will be October 22nd to 24th. So it is the week following fall muster. And I'm looking forward to this because my 3rd great grandfather was there in the 16th Alabama Infantry. He was actually there in Stones River. Upon the retreat, he was captured there December 31st and then ended up at one of the prisons up in Louisville. So this is kind of near and dear to me to come up and take part in the Stones River event. It's going to be held near Lebanon, Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm getting the information now. I just realized I did not. It's in what you said. Just give me a minute and I'll put it up there. I didn't even notice it wasn't up there. It's just been one of those days, everybody. Just bear with the poor producer.
But yeah, it's in Lebanon, not too far from the guys up at headquarters, and then they're in Central Tennessee. So anybody in Tennessee or the neighboring states, you might want to go check this out because it's proven to be or shaping up to be one of the larger events of the fall. You're looking at 1,000 reenactors plus actual Yankees from Michigan, Ohio, Indiana are supposed to be coming and attending as Yankees. So when I was registering for Stones River, they said we need Confederates, bring everybody you can bring. So normally down south, especially like and I'll get to Beauvoir and fall muster in a minute, but at smaller events down south, deep south, we don't have Yankees willing to come. So we have to galvanize, and that's go whichever side we need to go, either Confederate or Yankee. You have to do whatever best for the number. So, but Stones River proves to be going to prove to be something very large. And if anybody can go, get time off, you can schedule it. Even if you're not planning to go, just if you've got the weekend free, go and at least spectate because it's going to be, like I said, 1,000 or more reenactors there, and you'll actually get to see something that big unfold, almost like it did. Not numbers wise, but depends on how they do the scenarios. But Stones River, definitely something to check out. For me personally, I've got the week off between fall muster and Stones River, so that was on purpose. I'm going to do both. So,
awesome.
Got any questions? And Moose, if you see anybody with questions, you'll have to kind of stop me and ask the question, and I'll relay it because I can see the comments a little bit, but they're kind of slow, so I'm not really, and I'm more on my notes than the comments. So just let me know if somebody's got a question.
Oh yes, sir, will do. I'll make sure to keep an eye on the chat. I'm looking at both Facebook and YouTube. As I said, it looks like Facebook's back on track. So after this, we're going to be off YouTube again. But make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up to date with stuff just in case this happens again. But yeah, no, again, Victor, sorry. I just saw your message in the group chat. Blame Ole Miss. It kept me until about 6 today. So I didn't have the normal prep time going into a Look Around the Confederation episode as I normally do. And I again blame my professor for being like, oh, you have a midterm Monday. And I was like, oh, really? That's not on the schedule. Thank you. But with that, let's go into a little commercial break. This won't last long, everybody. Just a quick 30 seconds. I found this video on Facebook, and I tried my best to edit it for this. So we're about to see how well it goes. Again, I got home very late, so I didn't have time to test it out. So this is about to be the
Let's
first.
roll the dice, baby. Roll the dice.
Oh, we're about to see how well it goes. It's about 30 seconds long, and it's a great video, and I recommend everybody to go on Beauvoir's Facebook page later and share it to get the word out about fall muster. Without further ado.
Is proud to present the 35th annual Fall Muster this Saturday and Sunday. Step back in time and experience living history, camp exhibits, drills, and skirmishes, Civil War battle reenactments each day at 2 p.m. Ladies' tea Saturday at 10 a.m. Period vendors, music by the 5th Alabama Regimental Band. A great weekend for the whole family. The 35th Fall Muster at Beauvoir, the Jefferson Davis Home and Presidential Library on the beach in Biloxi. More information on Facebook and our website. Visit beauvoir.org.
All right. And of course, the down strolling for more information on Fall Muster, please go to the website, www.visitbeauvoir.org. That'll be all the information here. But again, luckily, we have the legend, Mr. Don Green in the chat, so he'll be able to answer any. He'll be able to answer all your questions. And I've already thrown him under the bus, and he's been here for less than 5 minutes. All right. So let's get started. You just take it away.
All right. The promo you saw was from WLOX. That was the channel down here on the coast that covers Beauvoir line. So they did that promo, and it was pretty well done. I thought I really enjoyed watching it. All right, Beauvoir. I could talk for hours on Beauvoir itself, and the research and all from the property. You can research the history of Beauvoir from its original acreage of the Browns at 600 acres, which stretched to the back bay of Biloxi, all the way up to today, and it's 52 acres. But we can do something later on that. What I'm going to talk to about is fall muster. Now, the site's located, as the promo said, in Biloxi, right on Highway 90 across from the beach. So you literally can leave the property, walk across Highway 90, and you're at the Gulf of Mexico. You get to see what President Davis saw and why he retired there, essentially. But fall muster is typically the largest fundraiser of the year for the site. There's a fall muster committee made up of mostly volunteers, which helps run the event in conjunction with the event coordinator. And the breakdown on that is the executive director kind of runs the show. So the committee and the event coordinator work with under the executive director, and then he works under the board of directors. So you have your chain of command there, and that's what all works together to put the event on. And the committee has people on it, like Daryl Adner, been around for a long time, one of the most dedicated individuals to that site, and Terry Beal Bailey over from Mobile, very dedicated, comes over, spends a ton of time there. So we've got a lot of good people on the committee, and we've learned from different things over the years, different events. So the committee knows what to do and then knows how to put on a good event. This will be the 35th annual fall muster. That's 35 years. There's not many events in the country that can say they've had a reenactment for 35 years. There probably are some, but I don't really know. So the only year one wasn't held was 2005, and that's when a 27-foot, give or take, tidal wave washed across the site and pretty much almost washed everything away. It pretty much did. The house stayed intact, though, because of its mortise and tenon type construction. There was a lot of damage, porch, steps, and that kind of thing took a lot of damage. But the house survived, essentially, and was able to be refurbished. Everything else gone. The first museum bottom was wiped out, so they deemed it not repairable, and they trashed it. So we have the new museum, and I think we'll see some pictures of it later on. That year, 2005, they had a cleanup. Reenactors, volunteers, SCV members all went to the site third weekend in October, and they had a cleanup. And I mean, cleanup happened for several years, so that was the only year that there was not an actual fall muster event. But you can understand why. 2006, 2007, they moved the event because the site wasn't ready to have the event to the Harrison County Fairgrounds, north of Gulfport. So those 2 years it was held, but it was not held on site. It was back on site in 2008. Even with the cleanup year in 2005, I think 2008 was probably one of the larger years. So, and I'll get to last year here later on, which was probably the largest since the 90s. But annually, it's held the third weekend in October. You can mark it on your calendar. It's just, barring, something like 2005, it's going to happen. Last year, we know what we've been dealing with in this country with COVID-19 and this Delta variant that we're dealing with now. But coming from the beginning of 2020 and on through the summer, things are shut down. We know that we were, y'all were there, but even reenactments had folded. People weren't allowed to get out. The reenactments weren't allowed to be held. But Beauvoir was held, and for last year, trying to go back to the numbers, there was over 300 participants, and we know that because they ran out of registration forms that they had 300 printed out at the registration table. They had to go back and print more out. So that put over 250 reenactors on the field for both days, and the cannons, they were cut off at 10 total, which is about the small that most at that battlefield to hold, 5 on each side. So last year was a huge event. 2008, the first year back, could have been similar, maybe not cannons, but reenactor-wise. But last year was one of the largest that most any of us do remember. So it was a very good event, and we're looking forward to this year. This year, the cannons are cut off at 10 also. So you're going to have max cannons, and the registrations are still coming in. They're looking like you're going to be last year's numbers are bigger. So things about the site and the event itself, it's privately owned. That's why it's able to be held. A lot of events around the country are being canceled. You have a hysterical society, however you want to put it, just folds. They give into the pressure. National parks, of course, you can't have them there anyway, but their living history is almost even being canceled. State parks, the pressure's coming from the more liberal side, so things are being just shut down again. But Beauvoir is not. Beauvoir is going to continue going as long as it's operating. So that means Fall Muster is going to go the third weekend in October. See. To recreate history in the president's backyard, that's something that a lot of us, not everybody gets to do that. And those of us that are close by get to do it every year. We have some people like Mr. Rich Garcia coming down from up y'all's neck of the woods in Tennessee. We're going to be glad to have him with us. So people are actually traveling down from Tennessee and over from Louisiana and up from Florida. That's why we think the number is going to be good. People are getting excited about this year's event. Not to necessarily give away the results intentionally, but I could go ahead and tell you, just because it's going to happen and it's happened every year I've been there, the Confederates are going to win both days. So, yes, that's right. So that's good for everybody, and those of us that have to galvanize, and that means play the other part. We understand that. We're going to galvanize on Sunday, and we're going to die dastardly Yankee death. So, but we understand. We're there for the site. We want to make the event good, and we're going to do our part. Scenarios, they're typically of a general battle. There was nothing that really ever happened to the site. Nothing. It was not captured per se. There was all kinds of things around it, Ship Island, past Christian. But the scenarios are typically a general. What might have happened, there on the coast with a general scenario. As the video said, battles are 2:00 both days. So there will be some pre-game event kickoff things where people are introduced. President Davis and his wife Rena are said to be in attendance. Scotty Myers, if you know Scotty Myers. So it's a little pomp and circumstance, but we like to put on a good show, and everybody enjoys it. So come on down. Other things, there's something for everybody, all ages. You don't have to be a reenactor. You don't have to, just say, well, I don't have a uniform, and I just don't want to go. There's something for everybody. The kids have a turkey shoot. They can. There's a mock battle for the kids. They pass the little toy rifles out, and then we'll divide them up and drill them, and then let them have a little battle. That's fun to watch. I've never seen the kids go at it. Things they can do: they can roam the ground, they can climb the 200-year-old trees. I mean, the kids are really, and they're our lifeblood. So we've got to get them involved to get them to understand the history and the heritage and what they need to eventually carry on. The ladies have a tea, as the video said. The ladies have a tea Saturday morning. The ladies can shop. There's period vendors called sutlers. There's modern vendors, and then there's a period ball Saturday evening where they can dress up in their nice fancy ball gowns should they choose, and attend the ball. And the 5th Alabama Regimental Band will be playing. 5th Alabama is very, yes, I'm mentioning them, Miss Keith. So 5th Alabama is a very special group. They've been around for 30 plus years. So, and we finally was able to get them after a 30-year hiatus down to the property last year. And now they loved it so much they're coming back, and it's been a very good relationship with us and the 5th Alabama. Let's see. And I'd like to mention also about the ball. You don't have to be dressed up. Slide over here. You don't have to be dressed up to attend the ball. You can come in your civilian clothes, your regular clothes. We'll get right out there. The caller will tell you what the dances are. Just jump right in and jump in one of Virginia reels and have a good time. The ball is for everybody. So, get ready, get excited for that. Other things that you will see around. You'll see the encampments. Soldiers all put out their encampments. You can walk through the camps, ask questions. The reenactors and living historians will explain anything that you would like to know about, and they'll be glad to do it. Again, it's part of educating the public and part of trying to get people who might not have necessarily an appreciation for what we do to understand it. So walk through the camps. Period church service Sunday morning right there on the grounds there near the cemetery.
We'll have
a local pastor come.
The church really, like the church. But, before we get any further, Mr. Allen asked a question. He asked,
yes,
what kind of artifacts are in the museum, and our tours are going to be on this weekend?
Absolutely, tours will go. Once you pay the $12.50 fee, which is for the regular fee, and $10 for military, and then I believe $7.50 for the ages of 18 to 6, and then under 6 are free. Once you pay that price, you will get your sticker. I believe it is these days. I don't know. I've been there in and out so long. It's been a sticker. It's been a band, but they'll give you something, and that will get you around the site. You will get to tour the museum. You get at your leisure. You will get to tour the house. The houses are like every so often, every hour, every 30 minutes. It depends on how big the crowds are, big the tour is going to be. But yes, you will get to tour the mansion. You will get to tour the house. You will get to tour everything on property. As far as the what do we say, the artifacts?
Yeah, we asked about artifacts in the museum.
Yeah, the artifacts are numerous, and most of them will be in the vault, locked up. But the ones on display, they have a ton of rifles that have been donated over the years from people's collections, personal things of President Davis are there. His catafalque is in the President Davis rotunda there. So it's all kinds of things from the Beauvoir collection that you'll definitely want to see. That's part of going through that museum up on the second floor to make sure you take everything in. And like I said, they rotate things throughout the year. So I don't know exactly, but I know it's a ton of stuff. It's from the vault, and it's definitely worth seeing. So definitely go up there and check it out.
Oh, yeah. And while I've never been to a fall muster, and I am really looking forward to it next week, I'm so pumped about being able to finally go to one. I've been to the museum there a couple times. I've visited the Presidential Library. The knowledge in the Presidential Library is awesome. I've used it to do some research for something I'm doing, school projects and stuff like that. And I love the museum. I love studying history, and I just love Beauvoir. And if you have any connection to the South, and if you have any love for the South and your heritage, going to Beauvoir is just an awesome moment. You're standing on the grounds of a place where our first and only president, Jefferson Davis, decided to retire. Didn't lock my door this time. Usually I lock my door. And he went there, and he had this beautiful view, beautiful house. And, I mean, the land itself is beautiful. And just being able to sit there, look at the ocean, feel the atmosphere that he had to take in, it is amazing. And Justin asked, he wants to see some artifacts. Maybe we can come on another week and talk about Beauvoir and talk about it more on the museum side. I would love for someone to talk about the artifacts, whether it's you
maybe
or
Mr. Joe Sunday could,
I mean, I'm very, very down with that. Beauvoir has a lot to offer. And it is awesome. It's beautiful, and I hope any of you can make it. Without further ado, I'll let Don get back into talking about Beauvoir.
Yeah, we're pretty close to ending up. A couple of things Miss Keitsa is sharing with us, and Miss Keitsa is on with us. The event coordinator does a lot for the site. If you're a Mississippi Division SCV, you're free to get in with your division card because everybody in the division is a shareholder essentially. So just know that Mississippi Division members, especially new members. Other things, as I was alluding to, after the church service on Sunday morning, there's a memorial for the 781 Confederates and their wives that are buried in the cemetery, National Historic Cemetery. There it is. That's the tomb of the unknown soldier that the brick walkway leads to. And then you see the reenactors all lined around it, and then the cemetery is behind that, all the headstones from the cemetery. So that happens Sunday morning. Church services, I believe, 10 o'clock Sunday morning, and the memorial service follows right after that, about 11 or so. So, this event has a lot to offer. That's the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, and that's one of our events that we held there in the past. A lot of unique individuals in that picture. I could talk for quite a while on those very close friends. But also a couple other things to close out on Fall Muster. Schedule events, the ways to pay to attend, info such as that. The schedule can be found on the Beauvoir Facebook page. I believe it was Beauvoir, the Jefferson Davis Home and Presidential Library, or www.visitbeauvoir.org. You follow the tabs, and it'll bring you to the schedule, and that'll give you an idea of the events going on both Saturday and Sunday. It's a full weekend. It's the site really opens up and welcomes everybody into it, and it's a special place. There's not one like it anywhere in the U.S. that I know of, and I believe in the world. So that's the 35th annual Fall Muster, October 16th to the 18th, or 15th to the 17th, third weekend in October. So come on down, make plans. If you can't make it this year, put it on your schedule. Third weekend in October, coming to the play in the president's backyard.
Oh, yeah. And again, I love Beauvoir. Every time I'm in the Biloxi area, I try my best to go by Beauvoir. You can ask my father. I've asked to go to the points of it's out of our way. And I've picked going to Beauvoir over things that we could have done for the first time. I love Beauvoir. Yeah. Beauvoir is definitely my standard for a retirement home. Golly. President Davis sure knew how to pick them. But, it's a beautiful site. And it's just being there is awesome. The people who work there are awesome. The atmosphere is awesome. I mean, you can tell the people who work there also put the love and the respect Beauvoir deserves there too.
Yeah.
And so, I mean,
they do.
And it's hard to keep something like that up right by the seawater. And so these people do a hard job and do it great. And again, I want to kind of give them a moment to just, thank y'all and thank you for all the hard work everybody has done for Beauvoir throughout the years. And then I got a couple questions. There's a couple things I kind of want to ask you about, things that make Beauvoir unique. Definitely one of them is the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Can you specify how that's unique for us in Beauvoir?
Yeah. That is one of the only tombs of the unknown soldier dedicated to a soldier buried in the U.S. to a Confederate soldier. It was found near over near Vicksburg from the Vicksburg campaign, 1979, and it was exhumed and brought there and buried as a Tomb of the Unknown Soldier at Beauvoir, and it's one of the only ones you'll ever see in this country. So it's at Beauvoir, and that's the picture of us around it. We do several things each year to honor it, and if you've never been to it, you need to make that as part of your tour. So, and it's back there at the cemetery.
Oh yeah, and speaking of which, the reason I brought that up is basically out of pure jealousy that I've not been able to go to the ceremony y'all hold once a year. I think it's in February, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all have something.
You talking about the Oddfellows? The Oddfellows?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Oddfellows is it depends on what's going on. What's the best weekend? It's either the second or third weekend in February. I believe Miss Keats has got it planned for the second weekend this weekend, or this coming year in 2022, whatever those dates fall on. So, yeah, second weekend in February.
Yes,
and the Oddfellows, they have actually deemed that as and I'm trying to determine the terminology what they call it, but this is they gave the highest honor of their organization to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier at Beauvoir. So they come down for it every year, and we try to help be a part of their ceremony.
Yeah, and that's something I wanted to bring up, just how special that ceremony is, and for the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, because we all know the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier for American soldiers, and we know that's in Washington, D.C.
Right.
But, down south we have our own. We have the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier for the Confederacy. And it's always been special to me to go, and now I haven't been able to go, but, when I heard that we had that, and the history behind that, Keita says it's called the Grand Declaration of Chivalry.
Right. That's what the Oddfellows call it.
Mm-hmm. And to know that special connection.
What they deemed it.
Oh, they deemed it. Okay.
Yeah.
You're seeing something special. And that's what Beauvoir is. It is a land of things that are special to all of us and all of us that have this heritage. You have the home that was used to house veterans after the war, after Jefferson passed. It was the home of Jefferson Davis. Yep. And now it's basically our home. We go there for fall muster, and it's almost like a mini reunion, really. I mean, you've talked about so many people from across the great plains of Dixie coming to see this event. Yeah. And you see all these great members and all these great things happen. And, of course, the Confederacy wins both days, which I'm definitely not going to complain about. And so I think it's really important to show, Beauvoir is something very special. And, of course, throughout this, we always know that there's something always special. But Beauvoir it sticks out. We only had one president, and he went there after the war. And it's important for the honor Jefferson Davis that we go to these events at Beauvoir. And it's, of course, I think in order to honor the Confederates that went there after Jefferson passed and use that as their shelter and their home. And, of course, the Tomb of the Unknown Confederate Soldier, showing respect to all the Confederates, because there have been so many Confederates we don't know who they are, because they were just buried in mass graves, and the Union Yankees did not take care of them whatsoever. And it is our job to remember them, even if we don't know their name, to pray to the good Lord that we know they are in heaven taking care of them. And
which is why we have the statues in front of our courthouses to honor those that didn't make it back. And that's just what the libtards just don't realize and don't want to realize. It's not there for, their whatever. We won't get in all that, but you're right. The ones that didn't make it back, those statues are for them. So,
and it's just important to show the love to our ancestors.
And we also should get the president and his wife out of that scalawag city in Richmond and get them to Beauvoir to be buried with his father. I'd like to see that in some point in the future. Be a big underdoing. Look at what we had to do, to get General Forrest. But,
I'm not gonna lie, that would be a dream come true, and you better believe
it's a fortunate and unfortunate type of deal. Fortunate, unfortunate type of deal, but you deal the hands you're dealt. So,
well, I like to claim that where was Jefferson Davis born? I can't remember. Where was he born?
Kentucky,
but let's be honest, he's basically Mississippian. He was a Mississippi senator. He picked his last place to retire in Mississippi. I personally believe I'm going to claim that President Jefferson was a Mississippian. He was a Mississippian by declare. Let's be honest here, and we all love him down here. And again, let's try to go visit his home next weekend at Beauvoir. We'll be talking about it, of course, next week a bit. I'll make sure to talk about it one more last time and make sure everybody knows what's going on. And, of course, please share this video. Let's get the name of Beauvoir out there. We all know we have to give ourselves some own good publicity sometimes. And this way people know what they're going into. Beauvoir has so much to offer this weekend, whether it's from, let's see here, the ceremony for the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier after church, whether it's the battles at 2 p.m. every day, the Confederate Library and Museum, and, of course, the centerpiece of it all, Beauvoir. And look how beautiful that is. I'm a big fan of the Mississippi flag, and let me say that, the real Mississippi flag.
The real flag.
And,
real flag.
That beautiful battle flag. And just Beauvoir is so beautiful. This was actually the picture in my first computer as my home screensaver for the longest of time.
Yeah.
Because I just love Beauvoir.
Those two large flags go on the house 3 times a year. Fall muster, Confederate Memorial Day, and Jefferson Davis's birthday. So you see those flags draped, those big flags draped on the front of that porch. That's from one of those 3 events typically. So, you'll know that that's a special event, and we have those throughout the year. So you don't have to just come fall muster, but fall muster is the big one. So make plans. Please show up to fall muster if you can. Of course, support Beauvoir any way you can, and of course, support all these reenactments or any events held by SCV camps, or just anything about the war in particular. Do what you can. We understand you can't come to everything, but support what you can, do what you can, and that way there's something to pass on. And that's what is important, is keeping these things alive and giving kids to them so they understand and they can learn. That's one thing I've been blessed about. While I didn't get really into reenacting until a little bit later in my life. My dad did take me to a lot of them when I was younger. Before life got I say complicated. That was just basically me going through high school drama. I think every teenager goes through. But I learned so much there, and I learned so much at reenactments. And it's just basically asking my father questions that would come up from these, and asking reenactors questions. So it's definitely a great place for a kid. And Alan, I can't say what's on the screen. I think that'll get us in trouble with Facebook. But I'm pretty sure it's on the screen.
and we'll see if that gets us in trouble.
You see, Doug Grant has posted. He was from Fairview, Kentucky, which is also it has a big obelisk to him there in Fairview, Kentucky. Big monument to him. Huge.
Yeah, they have a big monument dedicated to him at the Alabama courthouse that I love, and it's beautiful. And I'm pretty sure it's because he, what's it called? He got sworn in as president of Alabama, if I'm not mistaken.
Montgomery. Yeah.
So he's basically he's everywhere. He means something to a lot of people everywhere. But I know I'm going to make some of you Kentucky people mad, but I claim he's a Mississippian, and I will. So that might be a controversial topic. Usually Matt gives those, but I'm here to take his place tonight and claim that Jefferson Davis was a Mississippian above a Kentuckian. So I'm sorry, Mr. Grant, if that makes you angry, but that's just going to be how the Moose feels on that one. But, we've been live for a bit now. Real quick, if you have any questions while we're kind of winding down, please give them. We want to make sure you know everything about Beauvoir going forward, and, of course, understand how big of an event Fall Muster is. I mean, it's kind of like one of those big events you hear about and you've always heard about all your life. That's definitely the case for me. And, I'm so pumped up for it. Ever since I kind of figured out about Fall Muster about 4 years ago now, every year I've had to do a duty protecting a tradition at Ole Miss that I haven't been able to go. And this year I'm finally able to go, and I'm so happy about it. Grant said he'll compromise and say that Jeff Davis is a Kentucky and a Mississippian. I'll
take that compromise.
We'll take that. We'll take that.
Yeah.
But if you guys have any questions, please comment them down below before we sign off. And, of course, go follow Beauvoir on Facebook. That way you can get all that they have to offer in all their events and, of course, show them great love. And, of course, if you have any questions about Fall Muster after the video ends, please go to www.visitbeauvoir.org. And that should be able to answer any of the questions or at least get you close to someone that can answer the questions. I believe y'all have a phone number. Right. You can call during business hours. And, of course, that's Monday through Friday. And y'all can call Beauvoir and figure out, of course, any other questions you might have. And, again, the staff there is very nice, very warm, and very welcoming.
Yeah.
And so, please treat them with respect.
That staff really goes above and beyond. If you haven't seen the pictures, their executive director is out there doing work, actually out on the grounds. He's not just in an office. Everybody there is able to pick up slack from somebody else, and they really pull it together and get things done. So, the staff there is really dedicated, and it goes from that down. So you just you have to appreciate what they do and what they bring to the table to that property.
Oh, yeah. And so I'll ask one last time. It looks like we're not getting any questions. Share the video. Share them to any reenactment groups you might have. Share it anywhere. And let's give Beauvoir the publicity it deserves and needs. And if you have any other reenactments you would like to talk about, please email us at scvyouthoutreach@gmail.com. I can't do much if you're just commenting about them in the comment section. I don't know anything about the reenactments. The best I can do is put them on screen for a couple minutes. But, I mean, just like we did for Beauvoir right here, all these reenactments are a great way to learn history, and they deserve to be, promoted. So
we've got a running list. I'll get you a running list for future episodes, and that way you can post them, and people can see those in their areas. Because, I mean, we go all over from Louisiana to Tennessee to Georgia to Alabama. So, and we keep up with them all over the country because we might decide to go to a national event somewhere like Stones River. First weekend in April 2022, there will be a Shiloh, 160th anniversary Shiloh, first weekend in April. So everybody needs to get on board with that. If you're not a reenactor, you want to become one, find somebody that is. If you just want to attend, make sure you go and see Shiloh. We've heard it. It's another one of those where we heard about Shiloh all of our lives. It's going to take place. The first division is putting it on. Good division, good reenacting division. So put Shiloh on your to-do list first weekend in April 2022. If there's another event, we apologize, but that is Shiloh, and that is the anniversary. So I will get you a list of things that we keep up with, and you can post that at a later date, and that way people can keep up with events that's going on. There's still events planned, and most of them I think will take place as the vaccines, if you want to call them that, are being distributed, and the virus is kind of hopefully waning. Get these events planned and go and visit, attend, take part in them. This is our history and our heritage, and to help not only recreate it, but to be a part of it, attend it, support it. We've got to all do our part, or they're going to wipe us out.
Oh yeah, and I thank you for giving me when you're going to give me the list. I'm going to go ahead and thank you in advance, I guess, for getting me those.
Well, you're welcome in advance.
Thank you. But yeah, so we can get these lists out there and make sure that we give these reenactments the publicity they need, because definitely it's kind of hard to hear about things. So again, if you have any reenactments in your area, please email us at scvyouthoutreach@gmail.com, and we'll try our best to get it on there and talk about it. And we want to definitely give everything the time it deserves. The number for Beauvoir is on the screen right now.
Yep.
If you have any questions, please call them or visit their website. Again, very lovely people. And, of course, support them on Facebook. Just type in Beauvoir in the search engine. I'll get the words out eventually. Again, long day. And you should see it pop up. Real quick, I want to highlight this comment. Let's all give a great thank you to Mr. Don Green for coming on and talking about Beauvoir for us. And
Anytime.
Of course, that's a great episode, and we hope to have him back soon. And hopefully we will see you guys all next Monday for SCV Chat. I have a very special episode of SCV Chat planned for you guys. Poor GCB is getting worked hard for the lovely state of Mississippi, so he won't be able to come on next Monday. But we do have that. And then next Thursday, we're hoping to have people on putting up the new Lee Monument in Virginia and talking about that on Look Around the Confederation. And also, I don't remember the name of the book, so let me pull up the book for the book review, because I've been putting that off to talk about. And let's see here. Everybody's telling you thank you. You did a great job.
I see that. Hey, Cousin Vinny, how you doing, Cousin Vinny? Always good to see Cousin Vinny on.
Oh, I love Cousin Vinny.
Representing from New Jersey.
I give Cousin Vinny all the credit in the world for keeping Dixie alive in New Jersey.
And Cali Cam. Is it Cameron Williams? Boy.
Yeah, it's Cameron Williams.
he's a spark plug, too.
Oh, I love him to death. Those are some great men right there. The book is called The Problem with Lincoln. You can find it on Audible. Matter of fact, I will post it on the SCV Chat page after we get off live. And so that will be the book review. It's not this coming week, but next week. So it'll be after Fall Muster. And I'm hoping to go live a bit at Fall Muster. I'm probably going to be pretty busy Saturday, my guessing.
Sure.
But Sunday I'll try to get live and try to show you guys some of the battles. Sunday I don't know if I'm going to reenact or not, so I'll do it Sunday. Saturday for sure I'm probably going to reenact. So, we're going to be doing all that, but I'll try to show you guys what is so awesome about Beauvoir. I'll show you a little tour of the beautiful grounds we have there, all the vendors, and talk with some great people that work there, and try to show you guys a little bit of the event. But remember, it's only a taste, and you'll get a better experience if you try to free up some time to go to Fall Muster this year or next year. But without further ado, again, thank you, Mr. Don Green, for coming on. And without further ado, I will tell everybody I'm going to kill Connor for that. All right. And without further ado, I would like to tell everybody, please stay Southern and no Fumar in the elevator.